Hi guys, welcome back to art class. I am so excited to see you guys back. So today is going to be actually our last art project that we're going to be doing this school year. During the last week of school, you're not going to be assigned an art project. I'm still going to be sending you a video and some activities that you could choose to do over the summer, but there's not going to be a project that's due next week. So this is going to be our last one. And we're going to be doing self-portraits. Second graders and fourth graders, you guys know that we make self-portraits every year at Meadow Brook Elementary. So you guys did not get to do one in the classroom. So I'm going to show you a step-by-step instruction on how to draw a self-portrait that has accurate facial proportions. Proportion is one of the principles of design. We have been talking about the elements of art, which are the little pieces that make up a work of art. And the principles of design is kind of the rules where you put those pieces together in order to make your beautiful artwork. When I say rule, don't think that it's something that you always have to do like the law. In art, we have rules, but rules can be broken and they can still produce beautiful results. So just think of it more like a guideline of things that you could do to make your project better. And one of the principles of design is proportion. Proportion means the size of something in comparison or relation to something else. When we draw self-portraits or any kind of portrait, which self-portraits are a picture of yourself, portrait is a picture of any person, it is really important to understand proportion of the face, which is called facial proportion. So when you look at somebody's face, of course everybody's face is completely different, everybody's beautiful in their own way, but we have a lot of things in common. Like the shape of your face, it's usually going to be like an oval-ish shape. There's also going to be usually two eyes, and the location, that's the placement of your eyes, is usually going to be about halfway down from the very top of your head to your chin. And we'll be talking about that in a little bit more detail in a second too. And it is very helpful to know what those common proportions are in people when you do a self-portrait. If you know the proportions, you can kind of use your head as well as your eyes and your hand to draw your picture. When you start a self-portrait, it's important to have a mirror in front of you. I used to draw in my bathroom because that's the only place I used to have a mirror when I was studying art in college. So don't think that you have to do it at a table. If you don't have a mirror, do it in your bathroom. That's totally fine. Once you find a mirror, then you're going to carefully observe your face. Observe, again, means to really carefully look and study your subject, which is going to be your face. Once you observe your face carefully, then you can follow along with my instructions on how to use facial proportions to draw accurately. And you're going to engage in the process of drawing your self-portrait and persist. Persist is another artist's job, which means that you're going to keep trying. Some things are really hard in art. And self-portraits and facial proportions are on the harder side. When we do self-portraits in the classroom, we take many weeks and I teach you step by step. So don't think that you have to make a perfect self-portrait. It's more about the process of engaging, trying your best, and persisting. Keep trying until you get it to a point where you're happy with it. Once you're finished with your drawing process, then you can use any art medium to color or add value to your project. And of course, you're going to document and send it to me if you can.
But first, it's art history time.
Hello, Frida Kahlo. Hello. Today we're going to be looking at the work of the artist Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo is an artist from Mexico. And when she was 6 years old, she became ill with the disease called polio. And that actually made her believe that she wanted to become a doctor. Unfortunately, when she was 18 years old, tragedy struck again. She got in a very bad car accident. So she had to give up on her dream of becoming a doctor. While she was in her bed, recovering from her accident, she started to paint. It was something that she could do while she was still in her bed, and painting was actually one of her ways of expressing how frustrated and in pain she was, and it was her release. Sometimes artwork has the power of healing you through expressing your feelings about something. A lot of her artworks are self-portraits, and a lot of them show her emotions, things that she was feeling inside. Her work was heavily influenced by Mexican culture, which is where she was from. So a lot of the bright colors, the type of animals and plants that she paints are directly related to Mexican culture. Later in her life, she married another artist named Diego Rivera, and she also made a lot of paintings about him as well. Painting was so important to her in order for her to be able to express how she was feeling about some of the tragedies in her life. Here are some of her famous self-portraits, and you might notice that she draws her face in a very unique way, notably the unibrow, and sometimes she has some hair above her lips. The reason why she did that was to show her natural beauty. She thought that, oh, I have bushy eyebrows. I have some hair above my lips. I don't have to shave those to be beautiful. She was embracing her natural beauty and her ability to be confident and not worry about what other people say. So when you work on your self-portraits this week, think about showing your emotions, showing things that you're thinking or feeling inside, not just the way you look on your face. In the next section, I will show you how to use facial proportions in order to draw your face. But again, the elements and principles of design are more of a guideline for your art. It's not a rule that you have to follow. So if you watch parts of this video and you feel that you would like to try it your own way, especially since I'm not right there with you to guide you, that is absolutely fine. I would like you to focus on really observing your face and trying your best and persisting with trying to draw your face with the best facial proportion that you can get today.
Here is a diagram with the general facial proportions of a person. And you can see that it says the numbers like 1/2, 1/4, and those are the types of proportions that we're going to be using in order to draw accurately. First, you'll want to draw very lightly a circle or an oval. Make sure you go very light till you get it right. Still with a very light touch, the next step is to draw a vertical line straight down the face, as well as a horizontal line across the face. Make sure that the top half and the bottom half, as well as the left side and right side, are equal. Then we're going to start by drawing the ears inside of that oval. We're going to start the top of the ear on the horizontal line that we drew across the face and draw some curved shapes. Then starting at the top of the ear, you're going to draw a big arch going all the way to the top of your oval or circle. And do the same for the bottom of your face, starting at the bottom of the ears and making an upside down dome all the way to the bottom of your circle. Now that we have the face shape, you can start to erase the first oval or circle that you drew. Now measure about halfway between the horizontal line across the face and the top of your head and make a little dot. Connect that to the top of your ears with a dome shape, and that is going to be where the hair starts. Then on that horizontal line across the face, divide that into about 5 equal sections. This is a little bit hard to do, so feel free to stop the video if needed. Then use the 2 measurements on the side of the middle one, and that is actually where your eyes are going to be. So you can draw the eyes using those 2 measurements. So connect those measurements using a football shape, and that is going to be your overall eye shape. At this point, make sure you observe your face in the mirror and try to draw your eye shape, because everybody's eye shape is a little bit different. Then draw a circle shape inside of your football shape, and that is going to be your iris, which is the colored part of the eye. You could also add some extra details to your eye if you'd like. Then draw a smaller circle right in the center of the bigger circle, and that is going to be your pupil. Next, observe your eyes in the mirror, and if you can see a line for your eyelids, then you'll want to draw that line. Some people will have that line and some people will not, so make sure you really observe yourself in the mirror. And also you can add some eyelashes if you like. Look at the mirror, and some people's eyelashes go up and some people's go down. so make sure you're observing carefully to draw your specific eyes. Next, again, observe your eyebrows and try and draw the shape of your eyebrows. Your eyebrows are not lines, they actually have a shape. That means that there's going to be a start and an end, and you're going to connect them. Next, measure about halfway from where the eyes are and where the bottom of the face is and make a little dot. That's going to be about where the bottom of your nose is going to be. On that dot, draw a little small U shape. That's going to be the tip of your nose, not the overall shape of your nose. Then draw 2 upward curves for your nostrils, and then 2 bracket shapes for the side of your nose. The top part of your nose, you don't want to draw super dark, because if you look at yourself in the mirror and look at the side of your nose, there's not really a line there, there's just a shadow. So draw that in very lightly, going in and then back out towards your eyebrows. Then measure about halfway between the bottom of your nose and the bottom of your face again and make a dot. That's about where your mouth is going to be. Start with a tiny U shape again, that's going to be the tip of your lip, and then draw the sides of your mouth, that's the line that separates the top and bottom lips, and then draw your top lip. I start with the Cupid's bow, that's a little U shape on the top of your lip, connect it to the sides of your mouth. The bottom lip is usually more of a smooth curve. Now let's trace over some of our lines so that we can see the face shape. The bottom of your face has your chin and jaw, so you'll want to make it a little bit pointier than the top of your head. And do the same with your ear, and adjust the shape of the ear as well. Look in the mirror, because everybody's ear shape is a little different. Add a little bit of details inside of the ears if you like as well. Next is the neck, and the neck is something that people tend to draw a little bit too small. If you look in the mirror, you should notice that your neck actually connects pretty close to where your ear ends. Also, if you make your neck really thick, you're going to look more manly, and if you make your neck thinner, you're going to look more girly. So that is something that you can adjust depending on your neck size and how you look inside of the mirror. Another common mistake is to make your shoulders coming up and making it really small. And then you're going to look like you have a real big head. So instead of doing that, you'll want to curve your neck out and draw your shoulders. But don't curve it too far down. You want to kind of curve it and then go straight to the edge of your paper. Your shoulders are bigger than you think. When you draw your shirt shape, if you draw that line of your shirt on your neck, it's going to look like you have a turtleneck shirt on. Which, if that's what you're wearing, that's totally fine. But if you want to draw a regular t-shirt or a regular shirt, you'll want to draw that line below your neck where the shoulder starts. And finally, for the hair, you'll want to start above where the ears start and use that hair shape that we drew in the beginning as a guide to draw the texture of your hair. The top as well. And after this video, I will show you a few other hairstyles as well. When you're all finished, you can start to erase your guidelines like the horizontal lines on your face, the original face shape that you adjusted, anything that needs to be adjusted and changed, you can do this now. Now with super speed, I'm going to review the process as well as show you a few different face and hair examples. This is an example of not drawing the eyelid line. If you want your mouth to not be smiling, then you can bring those lines down instead of going up like the last example. This hair example is if you have a ponytail, if you have your hair up, you'll want to draw the shape of where your hair starts, and you can draw the ponytail on the top of your head or on the bottom by your neck. And here is another example. If If you have wavy or curly hair, you'll want to curve your lines when you're drawing your hair texture. And here's my last example. Here's an example of drawing hair that comes in the front of your face, or if you have bangs. You're going to draw the shape of your bangs and connect that to the top of your ears. Now I'm going to show you two different ways to finish your drawing. One is to add value. Value are dark and light areas, and all you need is a pencil to add value. So you'll want to look in the mirror and find spots that are really dark, like your pupils, that's the middle of your eyes. You're going to color that in very dark with your pencil. Then look at your eye color. If it's a dark eye color like a brown, you'll want to color in a little bit darker. If it's a lighter color like a gray or a blue, you'll want to just press down lighter with your pencil to get a lighter value. Same thing with your hair and eyebrows. If you have darker hair or eyebrows, you're going to color in darker. If you have lighter, you're going to press down less to get a lighter value. And if you go over your lines, try and erase it, and you're going to draw with your eraser. Also try finding spots that have shadows on your face when you look in the mirror, like the side of your nose, under your eyes, on your neck, and use the side of your pencil very lightly to try and add some of those shadow values. Your lips are usually a little bit of a darker value than the rest of your skin as well, so you'll want to add a little bit of a darker value on it as well. You're going to repeat the same process with your hair, but make sure you're looking at the direction of your hair. So your strokes of your pencil should match the direction of the way your hair is going. The other way you could finish your self-portrait is by coloring it. I'm using colored pencils, but you can use crayons or any other coloring materials that you would like to use. First, pick the color that matches your skin as best as you can. It's not gonna be perfect, but try and find something that works the best that you can find with the materials you have. Then start coloring the bigger sections first. So your skin should be colored first. I decided to mix two pencil colors to get a more accurate skin tone. So I am layering the other color on top of my first color here. Now I'm going to switch to a darker color, which is kind of like a beige color for my skin, and I'm adding some shadow values. Now I'm going to start to color the eyes. So you'll want to look in the mirror and pick the right eye color for your eye color. And it's a really great idea to mix two or more colors to match your eye color the best. The donut shape around your pupil is where the colored part of the eye, the iris is. And then the center, the pupil, is always going to be black. It is also a good idea to mix a few colors to get your hair color. Most people's hair color is not just one color. For my example, I'm going to do blonde hair because I think it is one of the most challenging ones. So I'm starting with a golden color and starting with the eyebrows. The eyebrows and hair is usually a very similar color. And then I'm mixing in a darker brownish, yellowish color and also adding some gray. Then I'm going to repeat that same color mixing process with the hair. A trick for coloring the lips is to color it first with your skin color and to go over it very lightly with a pinkish or a reddish color. That way it won't look like you're wearing lipstick. Finally, I'm coloring the shirt and I'm also going to color the background. I'm just going to do one color for each, but feel free to add designs to your shirt or the background as well.
Here's a recap of today's lesson and project. First, please find a mirror somewhere or go to a room that has a mirror and observe your face very carefully. Look at the shapes, look at the sizes, the proportions, how big something is in comparison to the others. And then, number 2, engage with the process of drawing your self-portrait and persist with your drawing to make your facial proportion as accurate as you can get today. Third, please add some value, that's dark and light areas using pencil, or add some color using your medium of choice. And finally, please make sure that you document your project and take a picture. You can send it to me through Artsonia with a title and artist statement if you can. If you're not able to use Artsonia, you can always email me as well. Another thing for this project for second graders is that every year at Meadow Elementary, at the end of 4th grade, we display all of your self-portraits from kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd to 4th grade. So if you do make this week's self-portrait, I would like you to keep it over the summer and bring it to me when you come back in the fall. That way I can keep it at the school for you so that the self-portrait that you made today can be in the self-portrait show when you turn a 4th grader. I'm very excited to see your self-portraits. Have a good week!